Greetings, students and friends and dragon witches. Today is about how to recognize when your dragon is around versus when he's not. And it is quite simple, really. You see, if you notice all the trees, there's no wind. It's a hot day. Yes, I know there's snow, but for us, it is quite a snowy and hot day. So you can see there's no wind. It's very quiet and the energy is very, very peaceful and quiet. So there is nothing here. Now, my dragon is not here right now. That's why I'm doing this. But when there's a dragon around, I cannot show you now, but I will edit. I will make a montage to show you how it looks when she comes back. Before I will ask her permission, of course. I heard a voice. I'll be quiet. Okay, so usually the trees. When there's a dragon, it's always the same for me. I had a wind came, and the trees, when there's something happening draconic in it, the trees start to move on their own, like the branches, the leaves, everything. Even if the trees around and there's like no wind and no trees moving around all around, and there's a lot of trees here, so that would make sense that there's a lot of wind everywhere, especially with the highway there making a lot of wind and noises. You know, there's a lot of reason for wind, but there is none. So like sometimes it's the same. There's no wind, but there's no dragon, nothing is moving. But sometimes there's no wind and only a few trees. Like usually it's this row of trees here next to my house, which is here. And where I saw my dragon the first time was here when she knocked down on the roof and then went back into the forest. But she was like invisible, a bit like the Indominus Rex in Jurassic World. You know, the way it can camouflage itself. So yeah, it goes back in the forest and then it flies up. It flies up over the trees, like I showed you in my video for those people who saw that private video with the dragon footage. You can see it by accident flying and everything. But I will not show this unless you're a dragon witch or unless you need to see this as a dragon lover. And there's no way, and there's no great reason to show anybody because it's kind of personal, actually. But I will decide. So yeah, presently I can feel a little wind. Usually there's a tiny little bit of wind that comes from there, but it's natural. Oh, I feel something though. And there's that kind of weird wind, like isolated wind, that will happen and appear. It can be during the day, during the night. Oh, see, the wind is rising, but just at one spot. Okay, there's like no wind there, but the wind is there. You can see here a tree decided to move. So what does that mean? Is that the dragon? Well, there's only one way to know. Let's ask it. Amray, is that you? Sometimes she will answer with the wind chimes there. Sometimes, other times she would just wave the trees and start to move the trees, like she's doing. And the cracking and every weird sounds you hear, it's probably her. I feel her energy coming back. I thought she was sleeping or such, but it seems she's still there. So hold on. Amray? I'm sorry, I did not know you were there. I came with the camera to show what it's like when there's no dragon, and I was about to ask you if it was okay if I film you tonight or like later in the day when you're there. So I wasn't at that stage yet, so sorry if you got in the way. So yeah, I was explaining, and I know this tree here is a bit more alive than the rest of the trees in the forest. I still don't know why. But it's that tree that came out and like knocked on my roof. So I'm still not sure if it was a dragon knocking the tree and bending it on the roof, or if it was just like, sorry about the car, or if it was just the tree like going out and being just being an ant, you know. that kind of crazy shit happens here. So I can feel wind, but there's no wind anywhere else. So that's kind of strange, no? And there's some kind of energy that comes with it. You can change, you can see the change, you can feel the changes in the air, in the energy. You can feel emotions or kind of a telepathic connection that tries to, like communication. Like example, Amray, can you use the wind chimes to communicate with us? Answer yes or no question. Are you there, Amray? It's okay, no one's gonna see us. And then she gushes the wing a little. And there's no wind, I repeat, there's no wind. And the tree's there, but the tree there, she's just right here, you know? You can't see her, but she's there. And here we go. Okay, can you just like push the chimes, please? This thing there, just like bling bling bling. I'm not even sure if it's her, so she might just be shy. But she does not hesitate at night to get my attention at all, so it's fine. It's not an insult. Anyway, it wasn't supposed to happen. Anyway, so yeah, there's a few trees, but sometimes in the day the trees they just like move like that. So I wonder if she's just sleeping, waking up. That's something else I wanted to talk about. Having a dragon doesn't mean that the dragon guardian is gonna be with you all the time. Like, no. I'm sorry to say so, but it's gonna come back and forth into the dragon realm and come back. And that's what happens here. Sometimes she stays to sleep. But she used to have a peculiar schedule, and I thought maybe it's very regular. But then I noted it down, and the next week I noticed that she changed her schedule for me because it didn't really fit the time, and she was just trying to fit the same schedule than I do. So I think she was sleeping because she was there all morning. So that might be her sleeping. But I don't want to claim that it's her or not. Usually she's very, very active and very, very joyful. Very, very joyful, and right now it's more quiet and peaceful. So it might be another entity right now. And most entities don't talk to me unless I really bother them, which is not really my case. And when I do, I apologize and I go away. Because as you can see, this place is in the countryside. And there's a lot of entities that come here. It's a very, very old house. As you can see, very old. Like almost a century. And God, there's a lot of things here. And there's a dragon gate somewhere into that pine forests somewhere nearby, because I'm always at the frontier and a lot of creatures come to visit me day and night, and it never stops. Something else I learned about dragons is that they change colors. They change yeah, it's my dragon, she can confirm. They change colors, they change size, they change even elements sometimes. Like they change all the time. They're shapeshifters. They can even possess objects or animals. They can do all kind of crazy stuff, and they're so powerful. But mostly they use nature. And they use elements, animals, even the weather. My dragon, I won't show you here, but my dragon uses the snow on the roof. She brushes it off, and there's like serpentines of snow. It's very crazy. I'm talking about animals, and the birds are coming back to feed. Yeah, so I also discovered that dragons, they can turn dark in the night and become light, like again. And sometimes they nap in our realm. Sometimes they just go back to their realm. I cannot tell what the real name is because it's kind of private, and so is my dragon's name. But I'm gonna call her Amray. So, Amray. There's so much to say about her. She loves winter, but she can't wait for spring either. She's a white Asian style, like Eastern dragon. And she loves to fly over the trees to play with nature. Oh, look at the birds, they're back. Little birdies. Yeah, the birds sense there's something special here and they're not as shy as other places, probably just because it's the countryside. Anyway, since I came here in my house, my dragon tried to manifest more and more to get my attention, to open the gate back, because I closed the dragon gate for too long. And it caused her to have to lower her vibrations to try and reach me in the third, because she was in the fifth or higher dimension, and that really sucks for her. So she became like poltergeist mainly, and she started to haunt my house and the surroundings. And she did that in my other apartments and stuff. So I know that creature follows me. So it's the dragon. It's my dragon. She was she had another name and appearance back then, but now she's really what she is right now is an Asian dragon, and she looks like that. She's like white with tiny blue eyes, very fierce, and she has like golden horns, and she has scales and fjord, both of it. So yeah, my dragon is real. Can't wait to show you with her permission, of course. Just to show you when she shows up, I will add it to this video. So that is what it looks like when there's like no dragon, or that they're sleeping or very, very quiet. There's nothing, absolutely nothing going on, no wind. Just an eerie energy, very quiet, very peaceful, but also very warm, because trees are alive too. And the trees here are a bit more alive than I want to admit. And sometimes they do move their branches and stuff. That's why for so long I thought maybe it's not the dragon, maybe it's just the trees. The trees acting up because they're, independent and moving on their own just like they do right now. But I know my dragon when she comes up, and the trees move a lot more. Like when I say a lot more, the trees are crazy. Like they go crazy when my dragon's there. And it's not just the wind. And you know how I know? Because the trees start cracking, and they start, doing like they were, like if something very huge was hanging on it, and that the weight was like balancing from one side to another. And it does that in a lot of trees. And because my dragon is very huge, and when she, she can also walk into the trees at any height, and sometimes it does that. Sometimes she just hangs at the top of trees and make them move. Sometimes she just like flying and making the branches and leaves move like crazy. And she's saying, oh, sorry about my English. She's sending me snow wind gushes with a lot of snow, like blizzard in the shape of a snake. And sometimes she just sends me snow, or she sends me winds in a peculiar way, or I feel the pressure of the wind all around me, like if something was hugging me. It's spring, almost spring here, and all the ravens, all the squirrels, all the birds are coming back slowly, but there is so much snow, it doesn't make sense. Anyway, thank you for listening. I'm just trying to remember, is there something I forgot? Oh yeah, my dragon told me something is going to happen soon, and she said in my dream, all types are up when something's up. So if anyone has a clue to what it means, especially dragon witches, because dragon seems to enjoy giving tests and enigmas, sometimes even like puzzles. And I believe it has to do with the incoming aliens communication, but I'm not sure. But I think all types, she means all animals, all creatures, everyone is feeling like that something's about to happen, that something's up. And it's probably also a way to say, look up the sky. And the aliens are in the sky, so my theory on that is that the aliens are just testing and studying us to try to get to know us better, to try to communicate without being harmed, because they have good intentions and they want to help. Otherwise, they would have killed us a long time ago. So don't worry about the UFO invasion. It's just dope. It's just something people try to distract us with holograms, and like in New York City sky, they try to distract us with that. But aliens are not invading. It's the contrary. They're trying to help. They're trying to help us evolve by making hybrids of humans and aliens, by trying to communicate with us through star seeds, through a lot of things. They're trying to reach us with crop circles, spying objects in the sky. And I'm pretty sure they just want to help. They want to come here and try to save the earth. Because they might not be fond of humans, but they really like the earth and they need us. A bit like bees in the flower fields. It's not a slavery thing, it's just that the earth needs us to try. No, it doesn't need us, but if we're going to be here, we're gonna have to take care of it, to be, not to destroy it, but to take care of it and try to cure and heal it instead of destroying it. And they want to come here to help us do that, just as much as the dragons do, or other entities of light, channelers, people on YouTube. You're gonna see a lot of light workers, dragons, angels, other kins, a lot of people, witches, all going to try to help. So aliens are no exception, because this planet is going into dark vibes. But that's the thing. There's a part of there's a dimension in which we're thriving. Like there's a dimension, the earth is going through a division. It's not splitting in two per se, but the dimensions are separating, and the people in the lower vibrations will stay in that dimension of low vibrations, while us will rise and go into a higher dimension. And the people that don't want to go up will stay down and might even get lower. And I think, in my personal opinion, is that's why this weird NPC sensation occurs when you just meet somebody, and this person, you can't even communicate with. It's just like the person seems to be in their head and not even existing. They feel soulless. And I think that's why. I think that's because some of us are shifting into higher dimensions, and we notice these things, and we cannot reach these people of lower vibrations the way we used to, because we're not aligning with them. We're not meeting them by accident anymore. We're not, when you attract bad things and you're going through lower vibrations because you're feeding on bad energies and bad emotions, then you align with the universe on that frequency. Like, you attract bad things. But when you go in a higher dimension and you magnet positive things, then positive things happen to you, and you just align with these. The bad things, it happens more rarely, and even more rarely as you ascend. It's weird. It's like all the low vibration people, you either just dust them away or never encounter them. And when you're trying to align to these NPCs per se, you can't anymore, because they're not vibing at the same frequency, and just, they're just like, you're repulsing them in a way, and you're avoiding each other in all sorts of manners without even knowing. It's kind of strange to explain. A lot of entities are trying to help. I don't think there's gonna be a rapture or some kind of shit like that. I don't want to blast any religions, but I don't think that. I think that all religions are right. Okay? I think that all of these deities they're talking about are real. But the religion is just the interpretation they make of it. So no one is wrong. Everyone's right. That's why I hate war and religion in general, because why making cult out of this? Why using religion as an excuse to torture people, and make treat women badly, or killing people to convert them, all awful stuff, to punish them, torture them. What? Religion is wrong. Whatever the belief is behind, you harm people, it is wrong. Period. So yeah, That's my opinion. And I don't think there's going to be a rapture. I think there's going to be a big leap into the evolution as a human. That we're going to rise our frequencies or lower for the people who stay. But I'm pretty sure you wouldn't even see that video if you were in BC. So that's a strange sensation. So that's about it. I think you should trust your instinct. I think the future is going to be beautiful, filled with aliens, entities, dragons, angels, whatever the fuck you want. It's your reality and you can create your own. So do things that you love and shine, whatever that means. If you're light or dark, shine the way that you are. Be true to yourself. Do things that you enjoy, and eventually you'll find your rightful place. You'll find your inner peace, and everything's gonna be okay. You might even jump timelines and nothing's gonna go badly because you will have ascended. And you know what's crazy about all this? I think that people who already ascended, and I suspect myself also to have ascended, because I feel like there should have been some things, like apocalyptic things happening in the past and nothing happened. And I wonder, what if me ascending has to do with that? Like, let me explain. What if I jumped timelines when I ascended, and all the bad things that were supposed to happen, they're happening in another parallel dimension, and I just parallel dimension, sorry, and I just jumped onto a timeline where nothing's gonna happen because I ascended and wanted something positive and good for the earth. What if it's just that? What if you just have to lift yourself to whatever happy place you want to be, and you're going to jump timelines, and there's going to be no war, there's going to be peace, there's going to be this, that. Just try it, man. Just try it. Look at this beautiful fucking sun. Reminds me of the purity of love and light. Anyway, thank you for having me, and I will show you my dragon once she's there, if she says yes. Otherwise, too bad. Have a wonderful day, and greetings, and good evening, and whatever. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like, because it's very important. Thank you. Otherwise you can't follow my stuff, and you won't see the new videos coming up, and that would be sad for you. You could learn a lot.